What's going on, everybody? It is Sports Culture. Today's another Packers mock draft. I'm gonna try to at least get one Packer mock draft per week, all the way to the NFL draft. Um, Combine is over, so we will be doing trade ups, trade downs, things of that nature, getting players I like, all that great stuff. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So here we are, pick 25. I did trade back 2 spots with the Arizona Cardinals. Just hear me out. Tyler Nubbin is a phenomenal safety, and I am gonna probably pick him at pick 27. I just personally feel like there's not a safety in this draft class that's worth drafting in the first round. Now, mind you, I am still going to draft Tyler Nubbin in the first round, but I like the thought of trading back at least 5 picks, 2 picks, 3 picks, whatever, picking up more draft capital, and then selecting Tyler Nubbin. I feel like that's the best bang for a buck. Trading back a little bit, then selecting Tyler Nubbin while picking up a lot of draft capital. As you see, we traded away pick 25 and 216. In return, we got 27, 90, and 137. So a lot of premium picks for just one pick, essentially. A very, very good trade back. And then at pick 27, we are going to select Tyler Nubbin. So here we are at pick 27. I just talked about him. We will be selecting Tyler Nubbin. Safety is, in my opinion, the biggest need this offseason. There's a lot of good safeties in free agency, but for this mock, we're going to act like we didn't sign any of them, which would probably be a Packers move. So in this mock, we're going to address safety heavily. The first pick is Tyler Nubbin, who's the consensus #1 safety, and for good reason. This guy's 6'2", 210, very lengthy, very rangy, could go sideline to sideline, very good in coverage, has great football IQ and a lot of instinctive ability, could tackle very well in open space. And at his size, 6'2", 210, there is a lot of potential. You know, you don't see big safeties like him having that much fluid hip movement. Tyler Nubbin is very fluid in his hips for a guy 6'2", 210. Doesn't look super stiff when you watch him, break down and then go attack somebody in coverage. He could definitely read route concepts. There's multiple times on film I've seen him just read route concepts on the right side of the field or the left side of the field and then just completely shut down that side of the field. So I think Tyler Nubbin is the consensus #1 safety, and for good reason. You know, a guy at 6'2", 210 who's as fast as Tyler Nubbin is, as fluid in the hips as Tyler Nubbin is, very good in coverage as Tyler Nubbin is, and very instinctive as Tyler Nubbin is. That just proves why he's the consensus #1 safety. You don't see too many guys at 6'2", 210 move the way Tyler Nubbin does and have that fluid hip movement he does. So with this pick at pick 27, we are going to get Tyler Nubbin, the consensus #1 safety in this draft class, for good reason. You know, the Packers need to reset at safety this offseason or this draft class, whatever you want to say. And getting a guy at 6'2", 210 like Tyler Nubbin is a phenomenal way to start. So here we are, pick 41, and just hear me out. We don't need to go back-to-back safeties, but the safety position is the biggest need this offseason. Tyler Nubbin is a consensus #1 safety for a good reason. You know, a guy that's 6'2", 210 that has that much fluid hip movement, very good in coverage and instinctive, deserves to be the #1 safety in this draft class. But Javon Bullard, a guy that's 5'11", 195 pounds, safety out of Georgia, who plays with a ton of heart, a ton of grit, is a leader on the football field, very disciplined on the football field, and plays with his hair on fire, which is what Jeff Hadley, the new defensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers, wants at that safety position. I think Javon Bullard is more of a better fit for the Green Bay Packers than a guy like Tyler Nubbin. Javon Bullard at 5'11", 195 pounds is more physical and plays the game at a different intensity and gear than Tyler Nubbin at 6'2", 210. And that's not a lie. You know, when I watch the film side by side to them, you know, Tyler Nubbin might be more lengthy and rangier, but Javon Bullard plays the game at a different intensity. He plays the game really like his hair is on fire. This guy's sideline to sideline, very quick at 5'11", 195 pounds. In my opinion, is the most instinctive and best coverage safety in this draft class. And just matching him and Tyler Nubbin together, I feel like, are two building blocks at the safety position for the Green Bay Packers. Both of these guys could easily be the best safety from this draft class. Why not get both of them? You know, we need to revamp the safety position, and we need to get new guys this offseason. And why not get Tyler Nubbin, who's the consensus #1 safety, and then get a guy like Javon Bullard, who fits the mold at the safety position for the Green Bay Packers. You know, Jeff Hadley wants a guy who, he doesn't really care about size, but he wants a guy who's very instinctive, could play coverage, could go sideline to sideline, but plays with their hair on fire. And that is Javon Bullard, 5'11", 195 pounds, 21 years old, very, very young. But look at the first word right here. Bullard is a fiery competitor in the secondary who brings a mentality every NFL team will gravitate toward. And that is 100% true. When you watch this guy, he plays the game with his hair on fire. He plays the game with a ton of heart, a ton of grit, leader on the football field, very disciplined. And the mentality he plays with, the intangibles he plays with at the safety position is what I want for my safety as a Green Bay Packer fan. So with this pick at 41, we will go Javon Bullard, a phenomenal safety out of Georgia, who I'm very, very high on. So here we are, pick 57. I picked this guy a lot. Adrian Cooper at a linebacker at Texas A&M. I think he's a phenomenal off-ball linebacker. This guy, if I had to compare it to any other player, it'd probably be Patrick Queen. You know, both players are heat-seeking missiles. They see a target in open space. They break their feet. They chop their feet. and they go attack. You know, they go fire. Both guys are very physical. Both guys could go sideline to sideline. Both guys are very athletic. Both guys got great frame. Both guys are solid in coverage. He just reminds me a lot like Patrick Queen. I think just matching Adrian Cooper, a physical, you know, sideline to sideline athletic freak at 6'3", 230, next to Quay Walker, who's another athletic freak at the linebacker position. I think matching a guy like Adrian Cooper with Quay Walker to be the Robin to his Batman could be a formidable and one of the best linebacker duos in the league. And it just sounds like chaos for the opposing offense almost every snap, having these two big 6'3", 6'4", you know, linebackers going sideline to sideline, making tackles in open space. So with this pick at pick 57, we are going Adrian Cooper, a phenomenal linebacker from Texas A&M. I just want to show this quick play from Adrian Cooper real quick. This is one of my favorite plays, and this is why I say he's a heat-seeking missile. If you watch this play real quick, you're going to see him right here, 45, right here. Just watch the way he breaks his feet and just attacks. He fires and makes a great tackle in open space. He's a dog. I love Adrian Cooper a lot in this draft. Let's watch the play again one more time. Just look at the closing speed. The closing speed. Heat-seeking missile. So here we are at pick 88. And truth be told, I wanted Cedric Van Pran, but he went to the Cowboys. So it is what it is. Quarterback is still in big need. We could go with a guy like Max Melton, who's Bo Melton's brother. He killed out the combine. He showed his athleticism, but when I talk about defensive scheme fits, I just don't think Max Melton fits the scheme as much as a guy like Jarrian Jones, cornerback out of FSU. Truth be told, I just want one of the FSU cornerbacks. I think both of these guys are going to be very solid in the NFL. They showed a lot on tape against the LSU wide receivers and Malik Neighbors and Ryan Thomas Jr., who are both probably going to be selected in the first round easily. So Jarrian Jones is another guy when I watched the film. He had a lot of great snaps against Malik Neighbors, who's a very, very good wide receiver, and a lot of good snaps against Brian Thomas Jr. as well. Jarrian Jones, that's 6 foot 190. Yeah, 191. This guy's very physical. He's very good at man press. He can line up in the slot for us. He could also line up on the boundary if we needed him to. But the one thing that definitely stands out to me the most is his tackling in open space. This is a guy who's 6 foot 191 pounds, but he tackles like he's 6 foot 2, 210 pounds, like he's Tyler Nubbin. This guy's very, very good at shedding blocks. Making tackles on screen plays, making tackles on RPO plays, just making tackles in open space in general. I've seen that a lot on film. Love what I've seen from Jarrian Jones on film more than Max Melton. I feel like he's a better defensive scheme fit as well. So with this pick, I pick 88. Jarrian Jones is a Green Bay Packer. So here we are at pick 90, and just hear me out. There's one player I think is very underrated in terms of defensive lineman in this draft class, and that's Michael Hall Jr., defensive lineman from Ohio State. You could say he's a little bit undersized at 6'2", 280, same as Jerzon Nguyen and Brian Murphy the second, but this guy is very good at using his hands, just like Brian Murphy and Jerzon Nguyen. He uses the leverage game very, very well. He's very quick off the line. He's very versatile. He can play defensive tackle or DN in the 4-3. He's very quick off the line for a guy at 6'2", 280, 20 years old. This guy is only 20 years old. Kenny Clark is getting older. I think he could develop for a couple of years behind Kenny Clark. 18.3 pass rush win rate, 7.3 rush stop rate. True pass set, pass rush grade, 87.6. So this guy is a phenomenal pass rusher for the defensive line position. He's very quick off the line. And I just recommend you guys watch some film on him. He hits a lot of tremendous swim moves and rip moves. He has a lot of moves in his arsenal. And I think him, Devontae Wyatt, Kenny Clark, Carl Brooks, all those guys we have on the defensive line with Michael Hall Jr., man, it sounds like chaos up front for the opposing offensive line. So with this pick, at pick 90, we will go with Michael Hall Jr., who I think is very underrated in terms of defensive linemen in this draft class. So just hear me out. We traded back. There's no players I really like right here. I do want a running back, but he's not getting drafted until a little bit later. So with this pick, we will be trading with the Bears. And then with this pick at 111, we're going to go with Trey Benson, who, for a guy his size at 6'1", 6'2", 216, I think he weighed in at 216 at the combine. He ran an impressive 4.39 40-yard dash. If I'm wrong, I'll put his REF scoring above me. Had a phenomenal REF scoring, but I just think for a guy his size, his frame, with his acceleration, his burst, his athleticism, I just feel like he's a Green Bay Packer, 6'1", 216, ran a 4.39. He puts himself in comparison with running backs such as Breece Hall for the New York Jets. Breece Hall is a phenomenal running back for the New York Jets. And I think Trey Benson could be a really good running back for us as a Green Bay Packer. When he played at Oregon, did shatter basically his whole leg. I think it was the right leg. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but shattered basically everything in his leg. But the injuries look behind him. Listed at 6'1", 223 on PFF, 21 years old. That's the thing I like the most, his age. Only 21 years old. we get Trey Benson for the next 3 to 4 years with Aaron Jones with at least 2 to 3 years. I mean, dude, we could have the next legit 1-2 punch at the running back position in the NFL. I know a lot of people like to combine Aaron Jones' speed with the power back like Estamine from Notre Dame, but I think a 1-2 punch doesn't have to be necessarily speed and power. It could be speed and another pair of speed. I mean, look at the Miami Dolphins. Raheem Mostert and Devin Achane, when they were both healthy and playing with each other, they're not power backs by any means, but they complement each other so well because they have the same play style, and their speed with speed complements Aaron Jones very well. This is a guy who's bigger, but just plays the game like he's smaller. Like he's a 5'10", 195-pound running back. He's very explosive, very quick, has great bursts. You don't see big running backs at his size running a 4.39. The only guy, I could think of is a guy like, Breece Hall, who's a phenomenal running back for the New York Jets. And if he could be anything like Breece Hall, running back for the New York Jets, sign me up right now because, we could get Trey Benson like Breece Hall and then have Aaron Jones. Man, oh man, this backfield is going to be super explosive. So with this pick at 111, we will be going Trey Benson, phenomenal running back from Florida State. So here we are at pick 123. I'm done trading back. I'm done doing trades. I just want to end this video. So with this pick, I do like Muhammad Kamara a lot from Colorado State. Colorado State. This guy is at 6'1", 250, not the biggest dude at all, but he's very explosive off the line, very quick, has a lot of moves in his arsenal. But the one thing I like the most, he has a lot of raw strength and plays the leverage game very, very well. For a guy at 6'1", 250, you expect him to get lower than everybody else, and he does. He has a lot of raw strength. He could get lower than everybody else and just simply push back people. He has a high potential in my eyes, a high ceiling. This is a guy who had a very good showing at the combine in my eyes. Didn't run the most impressive 40-yard dash by any means, but he showed a lot of explosiveness in his 10-yard split, 20-yard split, things of those natures. He's a strong player, like I said, that has a really great motor. Pass rush win rate, 19.4%. Phenomenal. I mean, this guy was great at getting to the quarterback at Colorado State. I love this fit. A little bit undersized at 6'1", 250, but he's just a mean guy at 6'1", 250 that has a lot of moves in his arsenal, very physical, has a lot of raw strength, plays the leverage game well. I could keep on rambling about this guy. I really do like him a lot as a player. I think he's going to be a sleeper in this draft class. So at pick 123, we are going Muhammad Kamara, edge rusher or edge defender out of Colorado State. So here we are at pick 126. Like I said, I really don't want to do any more trading or nothing like that. So we already have a lot of picks. I just want to end this video. So with this pick, I am going to go Christian Jones, tackle out of Texas. I picked this guy a lot once I first started doing mock drafts. I really do think he's going to be a solid tackle in the league. 6'6", 321. He's in that prototypical size the Packers love at the tackle position. But this guy has a phenomenal zone grade. And the Packers are more of a zone scheme offense. And a lot of teams in general in the NFL are more moving towards that zone scheme offense. Has a phenomenal zone grade. A pretty solid run blocker, but a really solid pass blocker as well. Another guy that gives me Josh Nijman vibes in terms of a guy that can just come in and play really solid snaps for us. So with this pick at 126, where we at? Again, man, I lost count. Yeah, 126. We were going Christian Jones, tackle out of Texas. Just for competition with Rasheed Walker and Zach Tom. I think Rasheed Walker and Zach Tom have proven they are starting tackles and are building blocks and franchise tackles, for the next 5 to 10 years. So with this pick, though, we are going Christian Jones just to bring in competition for our franchise tackles and Zach Tom and Rasheed Walker. So here we are at pick 137. Like I said, no more trades in this video. I'm kind of done making trade-ups and trade-downs. The Packers aren't really a aggressive team during the draft day. They don't like to go out of their way and make crazy trade-ups, trade-downs, things of that nature. But with this pick right here, though, we are going to go down the boards a lot. I'm not doing any trade-downs, trade-ups. We missed on Cedric Van Pran. I just feel like we need to get another center in the room. Josh Myers is very inconsistent. Either another center, right guard in the room. But with this pick right here, though, we are going to go Drake Nugget. But we're just going to call him Drake Nugget. He's a solid center from Michigan, only allowed 1 sack this year. This all-around a very solid center. Only allowed 1 sack this year, 1 hit, 7 hurries. The previous year, 4 sacks, 1 hit, 5 hurries. So obviously got better from 2022 to this year, only allowing 1 sack compared to 4. But if we miss out on Cedric Van Pran and we don't get Zach Frazier as well, we miss out the top 3 centers in this draft class. Drake Nugget is a very solid center from Michigan, and I wouldn't be mad at this pick at all. So with this pick at 137, we're going to get another center, give Josh Myers a run for his money for that starting position, and Drake Nugget just all-around solid center. So here we are, pick 168, and truth be told, This is a tough one for me. I'm stuck between two guys right here. Javon Foster, the tackles you're talking about from Missouri, still on the board. I know we have Rasheed Walker, Zach Tom, and then we just drafted Christian Jones. So maybe there's no point in getting a guy like Javon Foster. But this guy is very, very good at pass blocking, has a phenomenal zone grade, and is very good at run blocking. Has the frame the Packers love at 6'6". 6'5", my bad. 6'5", 319. Has the size the Packers love for the tackle position. This year has only allowed 1 sack, 0 hits, 12 hurries, so very solid stats. Primarily lines out left tackle. Had some really good games against some really good teams, as you see right here. Had a phenomenal game against South Carolina. Had a really good one against Georgia, which Georgia has a really good defense. Had a really solid outing against Ohio State, and had a really good outing against Florida. So there is a lot to like about him. Has a phenomenal zone grade. Like I said, I feel like a lot of more teams are going to the zone scheme, So with this pick at 168, we are going Javon Foster. I know I already got Christian Jones in this, could go Trevor Keegan, who I'm really stuck on right here, but I just like Javon Foster more as a player. I know one's a guard, one's a tackle. Particularly need more help in the interior more than we need at the tackle position, but Javon Foster's just a tackle. I can't pass on it right here, man. At 168, he's just a phenomenal player. So with this pick, Javon Foster is a Green Bay Packer. So here we are, pick 203. We need more help in the interior O-line. The player I will be selecting here is Tanier Bertolini. This guy is very versatile, just screams Green Bay Packer in my eyes. I picked him once in one of my previous mocks, and I got a lot of backlash from Wisconsin fans saying this guy's really not good. And I'd have to say a little bit otherwise. I mean, I know he's nothing special, but I think he's a very solid prospect, a very athletic one for the offensive line position. But, like I said, this guy just has a lot of versatility. Could line up at center, obviously played center this year. Could line up at left guard, could line up at right guard, has played snaps at right tackle. I just think, he's a very solid prospect. Nothing too crazy, a very athletic center, though. If you've seen him at the Combine, I think he ran one of the more impressive 40s for offensive lineman there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he might have ran the fastest 40 for offensive lineman there. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. So with this pick at 203, we're going Bertolini, center / offensive lineman from Wisconsin, because this guy has truly played every snap, on the offensive line at Wisconsin. I think the only snap he has not played is left tackle. So, this guy's played left guard, center, right guard, and right tackle. So that is phenomenal to see. With this pick at 203, Tanier Bertolini is a Green Bay Packer. So here we are, pick 243. I'm going to go with another linebacker right here. Now, this guy had a phenomenal combine showing. That's linebacker Trevin Wallace, and he was someone who's actually wasn't even on my board at all. But the combine showing he had, he kind of went up my board a little bit more. These last two picks, I just want to go depth. I don't think Trevor Wallace is a special type linebacker or anything like that by any means, but he's someone that's very athletic. Just someone that could come in and play some snaps if needed. 6'2", 241. He's very athletic, though. Definitely could be a huge special team player for the Green Bay Packers. I just don't think Trevor Wallace is a player who could come in and take a starting spot or anything like that. I don't think he's something too special in terms of a linebacker prospect, but I just love the athleticism. I know at these later picks, I always go with guys like Dallas Gant, Evan Anderson, or even a safety like Katana Ladapo. But with this pick, we are going to switch it up. We are going to go Trevor Wallace, a guy who had a really good showing at the Combine. Could be a really good special team player for the Green Bay Packers. So with this pick at 243, getting to the end of the draft, we will be going Trevor Wallace, linebacker from Kentucky, just to bring more depth and special team players in. So here is Trevor Wallace's RES. As you see, he ranks inside the 96th percentile. His RES scoring ranks 95th out of 2,649 linebacker prospects from 1987 to current day. So that's something very impressive. Has great measurables, has great arm length. His 40-yard dash with the 4.51 was very impressive. 20-yard splits, very impressive as well. 10-yard split, very impressive. At 251, we are going to go another depth player. Could go safety. I really do like Katan Aladapo a lot from Oregon State. This guy is very, very impressive to me. Could go with a guy like him. Could go Josh Proctor, who I picked before, but I just can't pass up on this guy. We're gonna go with him again, and that's Evan Anderson, defensive lineman from Florida Atlantic. This is one of those guys who I just feel is like a sleeper, a huge sleeper in this draft class. He's a big body guy that can take on double teams. He's a big body guy. 6'4", 356 pounds. He's just a big dude. He's just, to me, another TJ Slaton. TJ Slaton is a very solid player for the Green Bay Packers. I love TJ Slaton. But he's another TJ Slaton, a guy who could come in on run defense, opportunities and downs, and take up double teams. Just cause havoc up front, chaos up front. TJ Slaton's a big body guy that we have as well, who's very physical off the line, has a lot of raw power, can play the leverage game well, and is solid at using his hands. I think Evan Anderson's another TJ Slaton, a guy that can do the exact same things. So with this pick, We are going to go Evan Anderson, just a big body guy like TJ Slane that could come in on run situations and take on double teams and cause havoc and chaos up front. So that's it for the video, guys, for my Packers mock draft. My PFF website did crash down right after I finished the draft, so I can't get the grade that PFF would have gave us. I think we would have got a really solid grade, though, maybe like a B, B+, maybe even A-, so very, very solid draft in my eyes. If I had to pick somebody or redo a pick, it'd probably be the Christian Jones one. I'd probably go Cooper BP. Probably would have maybe traded up from where we selected Christian Jones and went up a couple spots, then selected Cooper BP. But it is what it is. Kind of missed out on that pick, considering the fact that we went Javon Foster a couple picks later. But let me know what you guys think about this mock draft. It sucks that I couldn't show you guys what PFF graded me. But I think this is a very good draft class right here. Very good mock draft. Get the 2 top safeties easily in Tyler Nubbin and Javon Bullard. Get Adrian Cooper, who's my off-ball linebacker #1 in this draft class. Get Jarrian Jones, who I just like more than Max Melton. I think is more of a defensive scheme fit than a guy like Max Melton. No, don't flame me in the comments. I'm okay with either or. I really do like Max Melton a lot. I think, it's a really cool story putting brothers, on the same team, Bo Melton and Max Melton. And both guys one plays offense, one plays defense. So, I mean, it'd be 2 guys just going at it at practice, 2 brothers. That's really cool to see. But Jarrian Jones and Ronaldo Green, both FSU cornerbacks, just impressed me more when I watched the film. Just a very solid draft, though. Then we got Javon Foster, a really underrated tackle in this draft class. Then who else do we get? We got Tarnier Bertolini, a versatile center / offensive lineman from Wisconsin who's very athletic as well. So, honestly, a very solid draft class. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like I said, though, I will be dropping Packers content and mock drafts at least once a week, all the way until the NFL draft. I am going to look to switch up the content just a little bit, guys. I am a little bit fiending for football, so I will be doing some franchise rebuilds on Madden for some NFL teams. So let me know what you guys think about that, if I should do that, if you guys are excited for that, and what teams I should do. I think the first one I want to do is Kirk Cousins on the Atlanta Falcons. There's a lot of buzz saying that he's already bought a house in Atlanta, and we'll be signing with them as soon as free agency starts. So maybe I do the Atlanta Falcons with Kirk Cousins. So let me know what you guys think, if I should do that as a video idea. And then let me know what you guys think about this video. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.